What's up, you guys? Welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today, we're going to be counting down the top 5 Spider-Gwens in Heroclix in honor of the new Spider-Verse movie. And I also want to quickly mention there's a lot of alternate reality versions of Gwen. So as always, I do try to keep my lists mostly to the main normal versions of a character. So we're pretty much just keeping it to regular Spider-Gwen / Ghost Spider. So let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see an alternate versions of Gwen top 5 list. But without further ado, let's get to it. Alright guys, so starting us off at number 5 for Spider-Gwen, we have the first appearance of her in Heroclix, the super rare from Superior Foes of Spider-Man. Comes with the cool little web FX base that was all the rage back in those sets, those couple sets that had FX bases, and I do kind of miss them. They were pretty cool back then. But regardless, let's take a look at what Spider-Gwen can do. Starting off, she's got a trait that gives her super senses, and it says can evade attacks made by characters using Precision Strike. Back in the day, Precision Strike just said you couldn't use super senses at all. So now that it just gives you a -1 to your roll, I don't think that actually applies to anything. So it would be nice if they were errated. I think everybody was expecting them to errata them to say something like doesn't get the -1 against Precision Strike. But they never did to my knowledge, so we're just gonna say she's got traded super senses, which is nice with her team ability. She's also got call on help from the Spider-Verse trait, which says once per turn for all characters with this trait, when Spider-Gwen hits an opposing character, after actions resolve, you may roll a d6 that can't be re-rolled on a 3 through 6. Place another friendly character with the Spider-Man family keyword adjacent to this character. So that's pretty nice. She runs up there, hits somebody, good odds of placing another Spider-Man family character next to her that can also jump in there and do something. Then she's got the Spider's Web trait, which is what that Spider Web, FX base is for. Anyway, the trait says, when Spider-Gwen hits, after actions resolve, you may attach her web marker to a hit target, removing it from anywhere else. The character with the web marker can't move without breaking away and can't automatically break away. Other characters don't have to break away from that character, and when that character successfully breaks away, remove the web marker. So it is kind of nice. You could charge in, hit somebody, give them the web marker, and then next turn you could charge and attack somebody else because you no longer have to break away from them and they have to sit there and try to break away from the web marker. So it is pretty cool to start tying people up with webs. But then she's also got a special defense power, dead in every universe but this one. Once per game, at the beginning of your turn, you may turn Spider-Gwen's dial to click number 1. This can't be countered. I do wish that was just a straight up stop click. It would have made her so much better. But then just take a look at her dial there. 11 charge, 10 attack super strength, 18 with combat reflexes, and 3 damage. So yeah, not bad. She got pretty good charge range and can do some good damage with the super strength. Then she gets some running shot in cap and some flurry and a little prob there on her last click to try to save her life long enough to go back to click 1. Like I said, if that was a stop click, it would actually be really nice. As is, you have to land straight on it to actually get to use it. But yeah, regardless, I mean, she's coming in at 95 points, which is the main thing here. She's just too many points and just not quite good enough, only starting on with a 10 attack. But regardless, even with all that, she's still pretty fun to use nowadays. I would love to see her get a legacy card someday, drop her points down by 20 or 30, give her a stop click on that last click, and maybe change up her traits a little, and she could still be great. So anyway, for all those reasons, she's coming in at number 5. All right, coming in at number 4 for me, we have the new common one from Spider-Man Beyond Amazing. And this one is only 50 points, so taking a look at what she can do here. The wall crawler trait gives her leap climb, and free places character in a square of different elevation within 4 squares on line of fire. Then she's also got sidestep, and when Spider-Gwen is given a move action, after resolutions, you may give an action token to an opposing character she moved through during that action. And of course, for that, she has improved movement characters, which is great. So yeah, 50 points. Basically, you're just going to want to leap climb up somewhere, sidestep, and then just take a move action to run through somebody, give them an action token, and then outwit something. And then hopefully roll willpower to do it all again next turn. And just keep action tokening characters. She does have a full range double target with 10 attack in cap, so she can be giving out tokens that way. but it is kind of nicer to just move through somebody to give them a token and not have to roll for it. So yeah, she's kind of just an annoying tie-up piece, literally just running around, giving people action tokens, outwitting stuff, rolling willpower to keep doing it. She doesn't really have much in the way of defense other than super senses on a 6 from the team ability. And yeah, so she is really annoying to deal with because she can keep your main figure tied up. But once she gets hunted down, she doesn't have much to protect herself. So for all those reasons, she's coming in at number 4. All right, coming in at number 3 for me is the other new Spider-Gwen from Spider-Man Beyond Amazing. This one from the starter set, specifically the 40-point version, though she does also have a 30-point line as well. But yeah, the 40-point one, she's got free, place Spider-Gwen up to 4 squares away from her current square. If Spider-Gwen is placed this way, she may pick up an adjacent terrain marker or put down a held terrain marker. So what is really cool is you can kind of just free place yourself 4 squares, pick up a terrain marker, potentially yanking it out from under somebody so they take fall damage, hopefully, and then smack somebody with it because that was a free placement. So then she can still make an attack, 11 attack super strength, 18 super senses, and 3 damage with perplex is great for only 40 points. She can perplex up her attack or defense. She can perplex up her range if you really wanted to, or perplex up other characters as needed. Yeah, and just having super senses with the 4 through 6 is great. And lots of damage potential, easily perplex her attack to 12, place herself somewhere, and hit somebody with a big heavy object for or I shouldn't say heavy object anymore, a big hunk of terrain for 5 damage. Is great for only 40 points. It's just kind of hard to pull that off just right sometimes. That little dimension hop effect is pretty good, just a little harder to pull off than charge sometimes. But then you have the 30-point line here, just has phase teleport and perplex for 30 points. Only has the Spider-Man team ability to kind of keep her safe. Late dial, she does get some flurry. So yeah, not really any way to move an attack, and just kind of a cheap perplex. Nothing really cool there, but the 40-point line is very nice, and I do like her quite a bit for only 40 points. So for those reasons, she's coming in at number 3. All right, coming in at number 2 for me is the rare Ghost Spider from the Spider-Man and Venom Absolute Carnage set. I do love the sculpt on this one. It is, probably the most coolest looking dynamic one, jumping and web slinging, very awesome. But yeah, this one, it is 85 points, but it is, in my opinion, a lot better than the 95.1 that we just took a look at earlier at number 5. So to start off with, she has that trait there that gives her the ability to start the game with the Dimensional Watch equipped at no cost. So we'll take a quick look at that. That does give her phase teleport, and when this character hits an opposing character, if no other character has been placed this turn, after resolutions, roll a d6 on a 3 through 6. Place a friendly character with the Spider-Man family keyword adjacent. So it's that same call and help from the Spider-Verse trait we saw earlier. And yeah, she's got this other movement power here that says if she's given a move action and moves 5 squares or less after resolutions, she can make an attack. So that can be close attack, range attack, whatever you need it to be. Improved movement for elevated and improved targeting for characters is really nice. And she does start with telekinesis, which is interesting. It would be better if she started with something like super strength or precision strike or something, because I don't really want to give an 85-point character an action to use telekinesis. But it is a decent option. I will say that that other start line there, the 9, I click number 9. It's not really start line, but she's a secret identity character, so if the main set, Gwen Stacy, was to be KO'd, she can turn into this one on click number 9, and for that, having the TK is really nice, and the prob especially. There are cheaper ways to get TK on a Spider-Verse team, but overall, she's really good with the, being able to phase teleport and then make an attack. She does have 5 range double target, so she does have pretty good reach just from her movement power there. 18 super senses with the team ability, giving her 4 through 6 senses, on top of having prob is really strong. Does make her pretty hard to hit, and having the prob is really nice. It's really just the prob and the super sense combo, and that being able to kind of phase teleport and then hit something and call in help from the Spider-Verse. That whole combo is really, really good. I like it a lot. And then if she does take a hit, she goes to Hypersonic, Precision Strike, and Perplex. So just all down the dial, she's a lot more useful in my opinion than, say, the super rare we saw from number 5. So even though she's a bit costly at 85 points, she's doing a lot. She's a lot more aggressive, being able to phase teleport in there and make a range attack, and then call in help from the Spider-Verse if you've got the watch equipped. And, she's a lot more team-friendly with the prob and TK and stuff, so she's just doing a lot. I really like her a lot. I kind of wanted to put her at number 1, but there's one I felt like I liked a little bit better. But regardless, she is great, and for all those reasons, she's coming in at number 2. All right, as always, before we get to our number 1 pick, we've got a few honorable mentions to go through. So real quickly, starting us off here, we have the prize figure from Worlds last year. This was supposed to be a 2020 prize figure, but ended up being a 2022 prize figure due to the shutdown and everything. So this one's pretty interesting. Only 35 points. So she is really cheap to throw on a team, but the main reason she's just coming in as an honorable mention is because unless Ghost Spider is the only character on your force, she may only attack opposing characters that have made attacks since your last turn. Now, they don't have to attack her necessarily, but they have to attack something. So she's kind of like a Colossal Retaliator in a way, in some kind of sense, but just worse, I guess. But then she has that special movement power that says, Leap Climb. When Ghost Spider uses it after resolutions, you may make a close attack. So that's kind of the reason she's like a Retaliator-ish, because she really just uses that 10 movement Leap Climb to run up there and punch somebody after they've made an attack. So you just have to wait for them to attack something. She only has a 10 attack, 3 damage, so nothing too crazy, but she is only 35 points, so you can't really expect much for that. 18 combat reflexes with shape change and the Spider-Man team ability, so she's going to have super senses on a 6 also. And then late dial, she does get some regular super senses, perplex, and even hypersonic. So she does have a good dial length, a lot of defense, maneuverability, etc. But she just can't really do anything, to actually attack. She doesn't have really any support powers unless she takes a hit, and she just has to kind of sit there and wait around for somebody to make an attack. So for those reasons, she's just an honorable mention today, but she is pretty good still. Anyway, then we have just regular versions of Gwen Stacy that kind of turn into Spider People in a way. So this one's from Spider-Man and Venom Absolute Carnage, and if we're just talking about regular old Gwen Stacy, this one's the best. This could probably even be number 1 on the whole list if I just wanted to talk about only regular Gwen Stacy, but I really wanted to mainly focus on the Spider-Gwens and the Ghost Spiders, but she's ridiculously good. So when Gwen Stacy would be KO'd, you may instead replace her with a character with a secret identity trait and a listed name on click number 9. This game, when that replacement character is KO'd, it scores this character's points and an additional 25. So she's only 25 points. So you would be scoring 50 points if you actually KO'd her and the Ghost Spider. And the one she turns into is the one we just took a look at number 2. So it does give her a lot of extra life, turning into that Ghost Spider on those last 3 clicks. But then she has this other amazing trait that gives her opposing characters within 4 squares can't use super senses. That's so good. Just knocks out all super senses within 4 squares for opposing characters. So amazing. And then taking a look at her dial for 25 points, she's autonomous, so her actions don't count against your action total. She's got a 9 movement charge, 10 attack, 2 damage with exploit, 17 with super senses with the team ability, giving her 4 through 6 senses. With 4 clicks of health, so she's already really hard to take down. She's got the sidestep there with some support on the back half of her dial. So she's just doing so much for 25 points. She's really something else. And if she does get taken out, like I said, she just turns into that Ghost Spider, who then has like prob TK and still has super duper senses and can still like move 5 and then attack. So really powerful. Probably my favorite Gwen Stacy, I'm not gonna lie. Then we have the newer Gwen Stacy from the Spider-Man Beyond Amazing set. This one has a trait that when Gwen Stacy would be KO'd by an opponent's attack, you may instead replace her with a character with the Avengers trait on the last non-KO click. This game, that character can't be healed, and when it is KO'd, it scores 30 points instead, protected pulse wave. So I'm not going to talk about any of the Avengers here today, but maybe we'll do a top 5 alternate versions of Gwen, which would be great for them. But it does give her a lot of options to transform into if she would be KO'd. The best one I'll say right here is the Ingwenable Hulk. The Gwen Goddess of Thunder is another great one as well. But regardless, 20 points. She's got super senses with the team ability again, so she's really hard to get through. And then leadership. So really, she's just a cheap leadership for a Spider-Man family team, and she can turn into an attacker if she so chooses when she would be KO'd. But yeah, anyway, that's it for our honorable mentions for today. Like I said, there's a lot of other cool Gwen Stacy's out there. There's a Venom Ghost Spider. There's a Gwen of Arc. There's a Samurai Spider-Gwen, Gwenpool, and then all the Gwengers and other stuff. So, like I said, I might actually do a top 5 alternate versions of Gwen because there are so many. But without further ado, let's get to my number 1 pick. All right, and falling into my number 1 spot here, we actually have the Fast Forces Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider, I should say. Also from the Spider-Man and Venom Absolute Carnage set. Again, love the sculpt on this one, 10 out of 10. Best sculpt for Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider, whatever you want to call her. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised myself that this one was my favorite. But after looking at everything they could all do, I just felt like this one was overall the best, maybe just for my personal play style. But she does have a trait for plasticity and shape change. She does have improved movement for elevated, and, you know, she does have super senses to start with the team ability, giving her 4 through 6 senses. With the shape change, gives her double rollouts. And, you know, plasticity is great. She can charge in there. She's got a really high movement with charge and super strength. With the new terrain rules, charge and super strength are a great combo. And she starts with outwit at the 75-point line, or you can just have her for a cheap 50 points. And, you know, she's still got, you know, just as deadly charge super strength combo with the super duper senses and shape change and plasticity. So when she does get up in there, you know, they're going to have to try to break away from her or deal with trying to hit the double rollouts. And, you know, even if she does take a hit, you know, she's still pretty good sidestep, in-cap, combat reflexes, and close combat expert, so she can still deal a ton of damage. And on her last click, she gets some regen, so she can heal herself up, potentially. So I don't know, I just found that this one seemed to kind of be the best overall for me, personally. That being said, I do have kind of the same opinion about Spider-Gwen as I do about Miles Morales, which is there's a ton of decent versions of them, but I don't feel like we have the one definitive version of them just yet. I would love a Spider-Verse set, maybe get like a super rare version of both of them that's just the end-all, be-all for them, would be really cool. But I personally like this one the best, so for all those reasons, she's coming in at number 1. Alright, you guys, so that's going to do it for another top 5 list. As always, let me know who your favorite is in the comments below, and don't forget to let me know who you'd like to see on a future top 5 list. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button because it does help me out a lot. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. And if you'd like to help support the channel even more, make sure to check the links in the description for our Patreon, as well as the join membership button for our YouTube memberships and Patreons. You can join for as little as $1 a month and be entered into our monthly giveaways, as well as some other great prizes. But that's going to do it for this one. Thanks again so much for watching. Till next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.